Alrighty, so this is just a little bit of a tour of the things that I'm going to be taking on my solo camping trip. I've been sort of changing things around for the last few years, but this is the main basics. First off, we'll start off with a little USB charger. So this will charge up my mobile phone and anything else that needs charging. Usually it's good to charge a mobile phone to full charges. So that's quite a handy little portable size charger, 6,000 milliamp hour. And then the next thing is a USB Type-C adapter to fit that charger. And also I've got a little adapter for my Samsung Galaxy phone. Just a medium lightweight pair of gloves. I'm going to be looking at upgrading these because they're quite thin. Over here I've got two bicycle lights, so I just use them. This one will be for in the tent. It's quite a nice little light, puts out 5 different levels, so that's quite good. And then the other one's a white one, quite an intense light. This one for up close, not really too good for over long distances, but for up close and cooking it'd be great. The other item there's a survival blanket, which is handy, especially in the colder months, to use underneath your sleeping bag and sleeping mat. It just helps insulate you a little bit better. The other new addition to my collection this time around is what I've got is a Nightcore NU32 rechargeable headlamp. For many years I've just used the normal battery powered ones, had some of the big brand name ones, but after a while they just sort of seem to die and the batteries are a bit of an issue. So this time I thought I'd lash out and get something decent. So it wasn't cheap, it was around $70, but I think it's going to be well worth it. I've already done a trial run with it in the hinterland forest at night, and it seems to put out quite a good spread of light. This is the little container for it. So it's quite small, which is handy. Obviously rechargeable, got the cable there, and it's got a few different functions. You got a red light, and then a strobe. 4 settings. You got the small one, lower light, medium light, another high one, and then if you hold it down again, it gets even brighter. And it's actually quite a bright light. So I'm really looking forward to giving that one a crack on the tour. The other necessity is just a basic knife, small, compact and portable, solid as well. So it's good for whittling or cutting up, small logs, also food. Very sturdy knife there, it's handy. The other things I usually take on me on my trips are just some small bits of twine. I've got some hoochie cord. Obviously I'm not going to take the whole roll. I'll just cut a few different lengths of that one to use to hang things up and to tie things down, so it can be very handy. Just basic cooking implements. I've still got to get a big spoon yet. That's next on the shopping list, but this will just get me by in the meantime. Over here I just take a few carabiners just for handy. They're just very handy just for securing things down or suspending things. They're not really that high load ratings, but they'll do for what I need them. Just some sun cream. In here I just keep the old essential cable ties, very handy to take along with you. And then that one there's just the repair kit for the tent if I got a puncture, and there's also a little repair kit in there for the camping mat, which is my newest addition. Next up I just have a little first aid kit. In there I've just got the basics. It's very basic, really is. Just got your cigarette lighter, got some tweezers in there, a few band-aids, bandages. It's quite a bit small, quite small for camping trip. Hopefully nothing major will eventuate, but maybe looking to get a bigger one in the future. This is my newest addition. I thought I'd lash out this time. I've had little small cookers in the past, but I thought this time I'd sort of make a bigger purchase and get this. Seems to be quite a good little unit. I bought this off Amazon for $40, and it's quite impressive. So you've got a little sort of like a PVC lid, and then you've got the cooktop there itself, gas cooker with a piezo ignition, and also the burner regulator. Just try and get this gas cooker bottle out. So I've been using this type of cooking system for quite a few years. Very handy, very portable, very light, and you can also regulate the flow, which is very handy. So I'm looking forward to giving that another go. And then this is the actual cooker itself. I'm not actually planning to cook meals in it itself. I'm just going to use it to boil water just to save on dishes. And I'll show you in the next scene how I'm planning to cook my meals. Being a lightweight camping trip where I'm just self-sufficient and needing to carry what I need. I'll show you my little sort of techniques that I use to try and minimise impact on the environment, and also weight, and also cleaning in dishes. So I'm looking forward to giving that a go. This one here is the Optimus gas cooker stand. It's quite a handy little tool. I've never used one of these before. I've always just sat them, those gas cookers on the cans on the ground. So I've upgraded to this sort of setup, and I'm really looking forward to getting that one in place. Just connects onto there. Like so. And then of course you set your gas cooker on there. And then that one clicks in. And the whole lot sits like that. So up the back you'll see I've got my Caribou sleeping bag. It's a Nordic Compact 130, rated to 0 degrees. It's a little bit bulkier than the last one I had, but it's actually looks like it's going to be quite good. Looking forward to giving this thing a go. So yeah, excited about that one. This one here is a new self-inflating mat that I bought off Amazon for $50. I've always had trouble with camping mats in the past. There haven't been enough padding or absorption, so I thought I'd really sort of take the onus on myself to get something decent. This one actually I've given it a trial run already, inflated it and laid on it for quite a few hours, and it actually seems to be quite alright. Very easy to use, and the great thing about these ones is you can join two singles together to make a double, and I'll show you a photo of that one in a second. The next piece of kit I've got here is just a little small camping chair. This one here will just basically attach to the bottom of my backpack, and I'll show you how that's all set up in a minute with some carabiners. So in here, again I bought this one off Amazon for I think it was around $45. So you got all your chair brackets and legs there. And then that's the chair part. I'll show you a photo of this one when it's assembled. And then in here I also store just a simple cheap tarpaulin. This will actually go underneath my tent, just as another layer of insulation and also protection for the tent. The actual tent does come with a base sheet or ground tarp, but I just want to look after that one, and for the sake of $5 I just thought I'd use this. It's quite cheap and just a cheap investment. Next up, I've sort of lashed out a bit and got myself a self-inflating Trackology pillow. I've already blown this one up and used it. It's actually quite comfy. It's got a little sort of velvet side. So this one here is just a self-inflating pillow. Looking forward to giving that a shot. Looks like it's got good contours for your side support for your head. So when you're sleeping at night, so I'm actually looking forward to giving that one a go. Next up, I just got my little compression sack. It's just a little 9 litre Cedar Summit. Yeah, just this one basically just stores my clothes. So in here I've just really got the basics, what I'll be sleeping in. I've just got to allow for a pair of socks. But essentially the main things in here, I've just got some thermals, tops and bottoms, full length, just to keep warm at night. It's coming into the summer months soon, so I'm not really going to need them too much, but in the winter months, that's a godsend. Pair of undies, spare t-shirt, and a beanie for in the colder months. Slicing Sasquatch. And then over here I've got the tent. I've actually got a Nemo Aurora 2-person tent. So it's quite spacious just for the one person obviously, but allows for that second person. I'll be able to put my backpack in there, which will be quite nice. This one here is the actual tent itself, so I've actually taken it all apart and keeping it out of the bag, but I'll show you a photo of the whole setup in the bag. When I'm packing everything into my backpack, I don't really need it in the actual bag it came in, so I'm just keeping it as 3 separate pieces. So that's the first part. That's the actual main tent itself. I can still pack that one down. I've already given it a trial run. I can still pack that one down a little bit smaller, so I'm just going to re-wrap that one. And then this is the poles and pegs. Aurora 2-person. So it's a little bit bulky, but it fits in the pack all right, and I'll show you that once it's all set up. The other thing I find when I do my solo hiking, obviously cleanliness and hygiene is an issue. For me, really the best solution that I found is baby-free wipes. I usually just take a couple of these out of here, pop them into a reusable Ziploc bag. Now I'll show you them as well. So I bought these online, very cheap and very handy. I'm yet to use these, but yeah, there's four different bags themselves, all zip-locked and waterproof. So I've yet to work out what I'll use that one for. But this one will hold the wipes, snacks in probably these two. And then these larger ones, there's 6 of these. So I have breakfast basically in all of these for 3 days. And then the other 3 I'm yet to work out what I'll put in there. But I look forward to that. So these are quite good. What I'll do is I'll put my food in these. I can put the boiling water in there, eat the meal straight out of this, wrap it back up, put it in a container or a little bag, and then take it back with me and I can wash it when I get home. I've also just got a very simple rubbish bag just for small things, just to keep it all sealed up so it doesn't spill everywhere. So the next part is the food. What I'm going to do is set all that up and then I'll show you that in the next clip. So here we are with just a basic assortment of food that I'm going to be taking on my journey. It's just a quick rundown. Obviously there'll be some changes to this in the meantime. But first of all, I'll be having my oats. So I'll be having just some quick 2-minute oats in those reusable Ziploc bags. So I'll pop a bit of them in there. I'll also put in there some dehydrated banana chips, just to help give some flavour. I'll also put in there some dried cranberries. So I'll have a mixture of the 3 in there. So that should give nice flavour. And all of these things can be transported, on a hiking trip for a couple of days without any issues. Whilst on a hike, I like to have obviously a nibble while I'm walking along, or if I stop to have a little bit of a lunch break. So I'll just be taking some lightweight muesli bars. These are quite a favourite of mine. The Oaty slice, baked Oaty slices, quite tasty. I'll also take some trail mix, just some little packet ones like that. But I'll put these into these little Ziploc reusable bags. So I've got two different types here, Brazilian Delight and Raw Power. I'll also mix that together with some antioxidant mix, so that'll give nice flavour and plenty of energy. The other thing I like to have when I'm having a little bit of a break, or even with dinner, or just feel like something different from normal water, I've got these little packets of miso soup. All you need to do is boil some water, pop that in a little container, like a mug, or your cooktop, and then just let that sit for a little while, and you've got the little seaweed bits in there, and the miso soup, a bit high in the salt content, but actually very tasty and can be quite refreshing, even when you have it cold. So that's them there, just from my local grocery store. I'll only take probably about 3 or 4 of them on a trip. The other thing for dinner, normally in the past I'd just be, very basic and quite cheap in terms of dinners. So I'd normally just get these sort of things. These only cost like $1.30 or $1.50 Australian. So I just use those and then option them up with some peas. But I'm sort of going to give them a little bit of a miss this time. And I've actually upgraded. I'm really excited to try these out. So the Outdoor Gourmet Company, I've got a nice Thai green chicken curry there. These are gluten-free, serves 2. So we'll see how we go with those. But I'm really looking forward to tasting some of these. A little bit more on the expensive side. I think these were about $13 or $14 each, but they do serve 2, so we'll see how that works out. It might work only to be $6 or $7 per serve. But yeah, they actually look quite good. And I've always seen these in the past and just thought, I'd love to try them. But I thought this time I'll really lash out and give it a go. So that's on the list. The other one there is tandoori chicken and creamy yogurt sauce. So that one there looks like a nice flavour. I'll give that a go. Again, same deal. Main meal serves 2. I focus on getting these ones that serve 2 because they're larger portions, and I should be able to maybe just eat half on one night, and as well as the desserts, I can also incorporate that. That should be enough to keep me going through the night. So the company that I bought these from is called Snowy's Outdoors. I'd like to give them a plug. I'm not in any way endorsed by them, but I just wanted to say thank you for those guys. I'll show you a screenshot of their website. So if there's anyone in Australia that wants to get some cheap camping gear, definitely recommend jumping on their site. They're really quite good. When I placed my order with these guys, I received it within a couple of days. It was quite prompt. Thank you very much for that. And they also were very kind enough to give me 2 complimentary apple pies. So I'm really looking forward to giving those a go. They look like they'd be quite tasty. So I'll have one of them or half of that, and then one of these with dinner. And that should be enough to give you a nice relaxing night's sleep. So I'm really looking forward to those. The other cooking options and dinner options that I've seen on the internet, and I found them quite intriguing, I'm going to give it a shot myself because it seems quite simple, is basically just your normal 2-minute packet noodles, and then mixing that with some instant mashed potato, and then also some dehydrated peas. And I'm also going to So I'm going to try cutting these up and then popping in these little PVC bags. Just going to mainly try and work on keeping them cool, but I'll work at that. And then I'll put these with the dehydrated peas, maybe half a packet or a full packet, will still yet to work that one out, and a packet of the instant noodles. These ones here, the Tom Yum flavour, they really are my favourite. So that combined with that and the prosciutto, all in one of those little packets, and a bit of boiling water, should give a nice, quite a nice tasty meal. So I'm looking forward to giving that one a go. And that pretty much concludes the food aspect. So that hopefully that just gives you a few basic ideas of some simple recipes and food creations that you can do on a solo or a hiking trip. And they're pretty lightweight, really. And the thing is, they're all portable. I'm not going to have much dishes left over, so I can just keep all the ingredients or the leftovers in these sort of containers, bring them home with me, and then wash them out later. Or I could even wash them out while I'm on my trip, use those wet wipes, and then put those used wet wipes in the rubbish container and bring it all out with me.